Hi, it's Matt from Go Green Autos. So here we have a Peugeot iOn. It's a 2011 iOn in this really unusual metallic blue. So I thought I'd do this video now because even though this car isn't strictly ready, because I'm going to get these alloy wheels refurbished, there's a lot of people waiting for iOns and Citroen C0s, and I've got another one which I'm just about to do the video on, and I thought if I do both of them at the same time, it gives people a bit of choice and they can see both vehicles and decide which one they want potentially. So this one is in really nice condition. If you don't know these cars, they're actually a Mitsubishi. It's the same car as a Mitsubishi i-miev, and they're made by Mitsubishi in Japan, and they're also badged as a Citroen C0. So as I said, you've got to ignore the alloy wheels. The back ones aren't too bad, but the front ones are starting to corrode a bit, so I'm getting the wheels done next week. They will take a week, so this car will be ready in a week's time. And they're not just being painted, they're being properly professionally done, where they'll be stripped right back, tyres and weights off, and then painted inside and out, lacquered, and then tyres back on. So that will be included in the price. But apart from that, this one is really nice condition and ready to go. I will also service it, and if needed it will have a new 12-volt battery on as well. Oh, and I will also be changing the gear oil in the back axle as well, in the effectively the gearbox. So let's talk about condition then. As you probably know from my videos, I'm very picky, and when I point out any damage, scratches or stone chips, so what that does is it allows people to buy the vehicle without coming to view it first, and hopefully the video will give them the confidence to do that, and then I just get the vehicle delivered to you. Because obviously sometimes there's long distances involved and it's a bit awkward to come and view vehicles. So I'm very detailed when I do these videos, so hopefully it allows people to do that. So the tyres are all good on this. I'll put the tyre tread depths on the website. So let's start at the back. It is in really nice condition, this one, so there's a few fine scratches, but after all it's a 2011 car, but it is in amazing condition really. Then in the boot here we have two charge cables. We've got your normal AC charging cable, type 1 to type 2, and this is your portable charger, so you can charge the vehicle on a 3-pin plug. And then going round the side, very fine little scratch there, but you know, I'm being really picky now. There is one here which is a bit bigger, an inch long. I don't have a touch-up stick in this colour, so I can't run a bit of paint up in there, but obviously whoever ends up buying it could do that themselves. There is no dents along the door, which is unusual. Normally there are sort of dents along here where the door gets opened against walls of other cars, but this one is all good. There's some fine scratching there on the edge of the mirror cap, as there always is. One little fine scratch there. There's a bit of tiny scratching here, but I haven't polished it yet, so a lot of that will polish out, but there's a little bit of touch-up paint in there, and then there's a bit of scratching down here because these are actually quite low. But for the age, it's certainly much better than the average, and actually this is really good condition, so there's nothing to point out on the front at all. I have just seen something, so a little scratch there and a very minute indentation on it, but as you can see it's probably not even picking up, it's so minute. No chips in the windscreen, and then looking around on this side, the mirror is scratch free, and I was just about to say there isn't a dent at all on this car, but I've just seen one very minute little one there, like the front. I can hardly even feel it, it's so minute, but it's there. Little scratch, well, not a scratch, little stone chip as it were there, and another one there, but all of these are minute. And that's it. It is, if I just stand back a bit, it is a remarkably tidy car for the age. And then I'll just show you on the inside. The rear seats look like they've hardly been used. It doesn't have floor mats at the moment, but you can see the carpets are just immaculate. I will get a set of floor mats for this, proper cut ones for the iOn. I will just say the plastic on these iOns, these hand armrests, they always do sort of deteriorate. They fade quite easily and chip and things, so you know it is starting to chip a little bit on that edge there, but they all do. I'll just show you around here. The inside here is in really nice condition, and again this sort of blue plastic effect door cap, they do show the marks, but that's all normal and actually better than what they usually do. So you can see the driver's one usually does wear, the colour sort of wears off a bit, but I'll see if I can clean that up a bit better, but it's certainly better than the average. And then there you can see the driver's seat all in nice condition. Let me just take the key out to stop that bleeping, and as I said, there'll be new floor mats in as well. So let me just jump in. So I'll just start it up. And then here's the mileage, 17,228 miles, so very low mileage. And with these iOns and C0s, very simple dash to understand. They are really easy electric cars to get to grips with and to drive. So very simply, you've got a battery gauge there, that's effectively your fuel tank, and it's showing fully charged there. The P is your gear you're in, so down here on the gear stick we're in P, and this is a normal automatic, so you've got park, reverse, neutral, drive, and I'll show you there as I select the gears the display changes accordingly. And then this is your speed, obviously, there's your mileage up there, and then this is your economy needle, well your electrical usage needle really. So as you accelerate, the needle moves around, and you want to try to drive in the eco area, keep it in the green section, and if you're sticking your foot down, it goes round here into the power. And then when you take your foot off the accelerator and you're getting that regen braking, so effectively the engine braking, so the electric motor turns into a dynamo and starts putting power back into the battery, and it slows the vehicle down. The needle drops down here into the charge section, and that's what you want to capitalize on when you're coming up to a junction or whatever. You lift off the accelerator sooner, you allow the electric motor to slow you down, and you don't touch the brakes, and all the time you're putting charge back into the battery. So I'll just show you what you get on a Peugeot iOn. You get a radio with a single slot CD. It does have Bluetooth as well, so you can pair your phone up to it. Quality of the Bluetooth isn't brilliant, but it does all work. And then you've got your heating controls. This is effectively climate control, because you've got auto here, and you can just set your temperature and it will sort it all out. And then down here you've got USB socket. You've also got an SOS system, so in an accident you can call Peugeot and they know your location. And then you've got 12-volt socket here. This is your gear selector, as I said, and then over here you've got a cup holder. The cup holder for the driver is down here in front of the gear stick. The other thing I will just point out in here, there is a little bit of a faded section here on the dash. Well, it's very, I say faded, but I don't really know whether that's the best word, but clearly two stickers have been stuck on the dash here. This was originally owned by a council, so that's sort of quite common, but you can see where they were left. Now if I just show you there, the phone is showing it up quite well there. And then we've got electric windows all round. If I just open the door there, then we've got electric mirrors. They are electric folding mirrors as well, and they both do work. And then you got your light adjustment and traction control and rear heated window. You also have got automatic lights, there they are there as well on this, so you can just leave it on auto and it decides when the lights need to come on and off. So this vehicle has 3 keys, 2 fixed spare key, and then the master key is a remote key. And then paperwork wise, as I said, this was owned originally by a council, and then it's had 2 owners as well, and the registration date is the 27th of the 7th 2011. The MOT is until 13th of August 2019, and it had done 15,500 when it was last MOT'd, so that was only 2,000 miles ago. And then here we've got the books, so we've got the handbook and we have got the service book. Not that electric cars really need servicing, because the only serviceable part on an electric car, or certainly this electric car, is your pollen filter, which sits behind the glove box. You change that every year. It's very easy to do yourself. I've got a video on YouTube to show you all that. They only cost 10 quid and you can do that yourself. And then you change the brake fluid every 3 or 4 years, and that's all you do on an electric car actually. And then obviously you just check your tyres, suspension, but all that's done on an MOT. So once they're out of warranty, you don't really need to service these, you just drive them. But here we see this one's had plenty of services, with the last being in February 2018 at 14,175 miles. And as I said, it will have another one as well before it goes. And I'll check the brakes out, change the pollen filter, change the brake fluid, and change the oil in the rear drive, because that often gets missed. It gets missed by Peugeot garages as well. That needs to be done every six years actually. So that's it. Obviously when I do all of those and get the wheels done, it will be all ready and ready for many years of maintenance-free driving. I forgot to show you the charging. Let's just show you the charging. So you've got 2 charge flaps on this, on both sides of the rear wings. You have a lever there which opens your normal AC charging flap, and then you have a lever here which opens your DC rapid charging. So on this side is your AC charging. This is your type 1 connector. So this is what you would use at home, whether you were charging on a normal 3-pin plug with that granny cable, or whether you were charging on a wall charger, or if you're also out using a public charging post, just a standard fast charging post like a 7 kilowatt post, you would plug in on this port. And then round here is your DC rapid charging port, a CHAdeMO port. So this is where you get that high direct current power into the battery pack, and this will charge the car from about 0 to 80% in 20 minutes or so. So they charge very fast. So generally you use those on the motorway network, at moto services, that sort of thing, where you have those Ecotricity rapid chargers. They're often in IKEAs, and there's all sorts of ones scattered around. So you tend to use that for your longer distance driving, and then this side is where you charge every night at home. So I think I've shown you everything I need to show you. So in a week's time this will be ready, and it will have gleaming new alloy wheels, and will be serviced and ready to go. So if you're interested, then give me a call or email, and it's ready now for someone to buy and reserve now, and then you can have it in a week's time. So I'd also just add, I can deliver these anywhere in the country, so let me know your address and I'll work out the delivery charge. It will either come on a flatbed lorry, so it will come to you fully charged, or I will drive it to you in person and use that rapid charge port at the end to rapid charge en route.